Good morning. Myself Siddharth Singh, Assistant Professor, BBD University, Lucknow. Discuss about personal hygiene and kitchen hygiene. So, students, in last class we discussed about the personal hygiene, where we discuss how to maintain personal hygiene and which kind of points we have to take care. So, now today we are going to discuss about the food safety in kitchen, or we can talk about the food hygiene, or you can call kitchen hygiene. Okay. So as you know, in personal hygiene we were talking about maintaining ourselves, how we can avoid bacteria to grow in the food or in kitchen premises. So basically, regarding that point only, we will today discuss how to maintain hygiene in kitchen as well as in food premises. Okay, so here if we are talking about the food hygiene may be defined as sanitary science which aims to produce food which is safe for consumption and is good keeping quality. So any food which is safe to have it, or any food which is free from bacteria, harmful bacteria we can call, that is actually means that food is actually hygienic. Okay, so these quality, how we can develop the food which is actually safe for human being, that is what we will learn today. Okay, so basically you will see the first point. If we are talking about the raw material, their freshnesses, quality, quantity of packaged food product. So basically if we are talking about the raw material, so whether they are fresh or if they are preserved, then how they are preserved and in which atmosphere we have to keep that product, that is very important when we are talking about the raw material. So every product is having their unique specification. If we are talking about any product, that if like the green vegetables are, they should be in green color, you already know. So if there is any chances, if that is not actually in actual color or something like that, then we have to think before use. So appearance, temperature, packaging, pack seal are intact. So if it is packed, then obviously it should be sealed pack. It is not somewhere it is open, or it is not kind of things we can use. So these points we have to take care when we are talking about the raw material. Their temperature is also very important playing role, because if that is the frozen product, you have to know the exactly the temperature of it. Okay, if it is frozen, it should be yes around. If it is nearby 0 degree Celsius or above 0 degree, then obviously we cannot consider as a frozen product. Okay, even also if we are talking about the product, their appearance also play very important role regarding your raw materials. Okay, so second point if we are talking about, that is the storage of raw material, storage area. Okay, the temperature product should be completely covered, FIFO, 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 first expire, first out, 6 inches above the ground, veg and non-veg to be kept separate, all product with the label of expiry date, delivery date, cold storage at 5 degrees Celsius or below for chillers, and minus 18 degree for freezers. So if we are talking about the storage of raw material, because if we are talking about the food hygiene and kitchen hygiene, obviously we have to go from bottom till the end. We have to think the product when raw material is coming from somewhere else, then only we have to store properly and we have to take care, because if somewhere we are not maintaining hygiene, then obviously food is going to spoil, or obviously the bacteria is going to increase in the food. So basically, once we are talking about the storage area, obviously there are different types of storage area in hotel or in anywhere. If you will go in the retail shops also, they have having a specific area for a specific product. Like if we are talking about the dry storage, obviously you will find the dry item over there, like pulses, cereals, all these things you will find over there. If we are talking about any chemical things are there, then obviously you will find it somewhere else apart from your dry storage, or away from your chillers, or any consumable things are there, then you will not find it over there. You will kept it away from the product. Okay, so these things are very important for you guys to understand. Even if we are talking about the two things like FIFO, obviously FIFO means first in first out, means if any product is coming from outside, then obviously if it is coming first, we should use first that thing. Okay, and there is one more system we can call them first expire first out. We have to take care the product which is going to expire first, we will use first, so that we will not make any kind of loss to the organization. Okay, because if product is going to expire and we will not sell that product, obviously it is going to be loss for the organization. Okay, and everything whatever you are using for making food product, obviously it should be actually above the ground, 6 inches above the ground. You cannot keep it on the ground. We have to keep everything above the ground, at least 6 inches. It is started from the 6 inches, then you go like that. Okay, then here we are talking about the veg and non-veg. Obviously veg and non-veg you should kept separately, because not only because of we are Indians and we are believing in Hinduism, so we are keeping separately. This is not only the reason. Apart from that reason, there are various other reasons, because non-veg foods carry lots of harmful bacteria as well. If it will transfer from non-veg product to the veg product, obviously we will actually spoil the vegetables and obviously the veg product. So this is the first reason why we are saying we should keep separately both the things. And if we are talking about the another reason, so there is another reason also, because once you will keep the product separate, obviously it will not transferred. If you will keep together, it will be transferred. Okay, so if from the bacteria non-veg product, if bacteria is transferred to the veg product, what will happen? There is a cooking temperature for the vegetables to cook the vegetables, because the bacteria which is available on the vegetables, they are actually from the meat. So there actually the temperature for killing them is high, and vegetables are cooked at a low temperature. So whatever the vegetables are cooked, but which bacteria is transferred from the non-veg to veg is not going to be actually killed. So obviously harmful bacteria is going to present in the vegetable as well after cooking also. So this is the one main reason why we are keeping product, non-veg product away from veg product. So this is the reason also. And Next point is seen expiry date label. So nowadays you will see, not you will find in India in small hotels, but if you will go in five-star hotels in India, as well as if you will have experience of Europe and US, you will find everything is having their expiry date, whatever it is. If you are making stock also, you will put it, okay, after 2 days, 3 days, you will throw it out. So you will label that. So after that, you will discard that thing. So label should be there to maintain the kitchen hygiene, okay? Because if you are not labeling anything and bacteria will grow over there, then obviously if you will make any fresh food also, then it will bacteria will transfer from old one to new one. So this is the reason, first reason why we are saying that. And obviously the second reason, obviously if it is expired, then it is not going to be good for human being also, as well as if anything is expired, then obviously it will not actually get that kind of color aroma also. So fresh product are having a good aroma and good color as compared to your the old one. Once it is going to be like if stock, take example for stock, if it is old for 2 days, then obviously it is going to be more concentrated in form. Obviously it will have a strong flavor compared than your fresh one, and obviously it will have more aromatic flavor. So actually we don't want that kind of things. We want the traditional, what exactly the thing we should use day every day. We should not change the taste or color for the product every day, isn't it? So this is why it is very important for you guys to understand that expiry date becomes very important role in actually kitchen, okay? Then delivery date, obviously if you are getting anything from outside, obviously delivery date should be also there, because once you will open the product, you will come to know, okay, within 2 or 3 days it is going to be expired or it is not going to be used. You will see in mayonnaise packet or in any sauce packet, there are certain things are written over there. If you open the packet within 2 days or 3 days, you have to open, or you have to use the product, otherwise you have to throw. So these things plays very important role for the freshness as well as maintaining the hotel reputation. And obviously your name is also involved in the product, so you have to take care for these things also. So if we are talking about the temperature for the cold storage or cold food, so if it is a frozen, then obviously temperature for the frozen product, I already told you, minus 18 degree. It start from minus 18 degree, okay? So if you are above the minus 18 degrees Celsius, you are not keeping the product at the frozen temperature. So at least the temperature for the deep freezer is, it should be minus 18 degrees Celsius. And if we are talking about your refrigerator temperature, it actually start from your 5 degrees Celsius till around minus 1 degree Celsius. Minus 1 is actually more cooler. It should be around 5 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius is actually your refrigerated temperature. Then we are going to talk about the third point, which is very important to maintain hygiene in kitchen, that is your pre-preparation of raw material. Because we talk about till now, once you are receiving the raw material, what you have to take care, and once after getting the raw material, once you are storing the raw material, which kind of points you have to take care, that we talk about till now. Now we are going to talk about pre-preparation of raw material, how we have to prepare the raw material. Very important for you guys, because if you got the good product which is not actually contaminated, and you store the product which is not contaminated, but if you will not maintain here hygiene practices, then obviously the product is going to be contaminated. Once product going to be contaminated, then it is unsafe for you to use the product. So here first, if we are talking about the general point, then use of only potable water for a safe source, clean work area, equipment, product cover after preparation or cooking. So very important for you guys to understand, you cannot use any water which is you are not knowing from where it is coming and which kind of things are there, because in hotels there are taps are there which is actually waters are purified and used for horticulture purpose only. So you have to use potable water which is suitable for your product, okay, because water is also going to be contaminated your product. So you have to take care for the water. If you are washing anything or you are cleaning anything, then you have to take care of your water. Clean work area, obviously very important for you guys to understand. You should have a duster, you should have a cleaning cloth, so that if you are working with the your any product, you should maintain your cleanliness in your working surface. It should not be like if you peel the vegetables and then you are cutting the vegetables over there and you put the meat also and you cut over there. What will happen? Obviously your actually chopping board or whatever the knife is there, that is going to be contaminated by each other. So once you are cleaning once you are peeling your vegetables or cutting your vegetables, go and wash your chopping board and wash your knife and keep it separately, and use another chopping board which is actually suitable for meat product. So there are different types of colors of chopping boards and knives are there. Then you have to take care, you cannot mix it. Okay, if you are not having at your home, you can clean it. At least if you are not having, like if you are working in college kitchen, you are not having various types of chopping boards like yellow chopping board or whatever, green, red, we are having. Once I will go in the next chapter, I will tell you the various types of chopping boards, why they are used in a different color. So if you are not having, at least you should clean it. You should properly, you should clean it, then you should use, so that product is not going to be contaminated. That's why we are saying. Then we are talking about the overall cleaning of, if you once you done with your vegetables, then go with your meat, then clean each and every process after or before. You should actually clean your workstation, okay. Then we are talking about the sorting and cleaning. If we are talking about the sorting and cleaning, use potable water. Uncooked ready to eat fruits and vegetables are disinfected with 50 ppm chlorinide water before cutting, cleaning or serving. Do not reuse this chlorinide water for other purpose. So very important. So if you want to sanitize your vegetables or your fruits, obviously you should clean that vegetable or fruits with 50 ppm chloride water, so that all the bacteria or germs, if it is there, it should be throw away, okay. And obviously potable water should be used for any uncooked or raw materials which is actually you are going to cook or if you are going to have it. Okay, then the next point, if we are talking about after the pre-preparation, then what you will going to do? Obviously, you will do the cooking and processing. So temperature of the cooked food should reach 70 degrees Celsius. Cooking in hygienic area was basin is in the kitchen. Then put a small tab outside and segregate it. So very important for you guys to understand. So if we are talking about the cooking, then any food which is actually, if you are cooking, then it should reach at least 70 degree Celsius. Why we are saying 70 degrees Celsius? Because of the danger zone. There is a temperature which we call danger zone. It means around 5 degrees Celsius to 63 degrees, 65 degrees Celsius, we call danger zone, where actually bacteria grow rapidly. Okay, so any food which is actually cooked, we call them that it should not be in a danger zone. It should away from your danger zone. So any food, basically, if it is there, whatever it is, vegetables, rice, anything, it should be at least, it should reach 70 degrees Celsius. It means not it is reaching 70 degrees Celsius is enough. The internal temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. Once we are talking about the internal temperature of any product, 70 degrees Celsius, once it will reach around 100 degrees Celsius, then from outside, then only it will reach inside 70 degrees Celsius. So very important for you guys to understand. Once we are talking about the 70 degrees Celsius, it is not from outside. It is actually from inside of the product. Okay, if meat is there, then if we are saying that 70 degrees Celsius, it doesn't mean कि outside का temperature आप बात कर रहे हो. We are talking about the inside. Okay, we will put the thermometer inside the meat and we will wait for 10 seconds, and once it is the temperature reaches the 70 degrees Celsius, means it is safe. Okay, if it is not reaching the 70 degrees Celsius, then obviously it is not going to be safe. So if we are talking about the 70 degrees Celsius internal temperature, for that you have to take care. You cannot wait for the outside temperature 70 degree. If it is the temperature of outer part is 70 degree, then obviously if you will put the thermometer inside the meat, the temperature is going to be around 50 to 55 degrees Celsius, not more than that. Okay, then if we are talking about the basins and all, we should make sure that it should be wash basin should be clean, taps should be clean, and if vegetable cuts and anything are there, you should throw it out. You cannot keep it anything on the working table to maintain the kitchen hygiene or any food hygiene. So very important you guys to understand. And then the next important point come for the tasting. If tasting of food is done, then it should be actually not with the finger. First thing is make sure it should be with a spoon, and obviously once you taste it with the spoon, it should be the spoon should be washed. Okay, or you can keep it in the wash basin, because if you will put it again back in the food, then obviously it is not going to be very hygienic, as well as once you put a spoon in your mouth, then obviously bacteria, whatever the bacteria germs in your mouth is going to transfer in the back in the spoon, and again you will putting the food again you are putting the spoon in the food, then it is going to transfer from your mouth to your spoon and then your food. So again your food is going to be contaminated. although you are maintaining hygiene from the receiving till the pre-preparation and cooking, but at the last you are actually contaminating the food. So very important for you guys to understand each and everything. Okay, then living food, cooked food uncovered for a long time is also not very good practice. If you are maintaining hygiene, it is not very good practice to keep the food open. Okay, if you wants to you are keeping the food for cooling little bit so that you can put it in the refrigerator, then obviously you should cover the food with lid or with silver foil, whatever it is, but you cannot keep the food in an open air. Okay, because you will actually start the food again bacteria grow. So very important for you guys to understand. Blowing air from the mouth over the hot food is also not very good practice. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, फूंकते हैं ना दूध को कि उबाल ले रहा है, बाहर गिर जाएगा, तो हम लोग फूंक दें ताकि वो बबल्स बाहर ना आ जाए. These practices are not actually good practice if we are talking about the professional cookery, or if you are working as a chef, because once you are blowing air, obviously you are spreading the bacteria onto the food. Okay, so this is also not going to be very good practice. Separate equipments and utensils for vegetarian and non-vegetarian product. Potable water, frying oil, fats should be changed immediately when there is color change. So अगर हम utensils की बात कर रहे हैं, equipments की बात कर रहे हैं, तो obviously equipments भी अलग अलग होने चाहिए. क्योंकि होगा क्या कि अगर आप बैक्टीरिया सेम यूटेंसिल्स और इक्विपमेंट्स यूज कर रहे हो, तो बैक्टीरिया का, फिर मैंने वही बताया था कि बैक्टीरिया, नॉनवेज का बैक्टीरिया अगर वेजिटेबल्स में गया एक बार, तो आप क्या करोगे कि अगर उसको बहुत ज़्यादा कुक करोगे तो वो ओवर कुक हो जाएगा और जो वेजिटेबल्स होगा वो अपना जो है अपीयरेंस खोएगा, कलर खो देगा और ओवर कुक हो जाएगा उस बैक्टीरिया को मारने के चक्कर में. तो इससे अच्छा है कि हम क्या करें कि बैक्टीरिया को, नॉनवेज वाले बैक्टीरिया को वेजिटेबल्स पे आने ही ना दें एनी हाउ. तो ये ज़्यादा अच्छा होगा कि हम लोग जो है उसको सेपरेट ही रखें, हर चीज़ों को सेपरेट रखें. और अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट ऑल्सो इट इज़ वेरी hygienic to keep the both things, so that in India or all over the world there are vegetarian people, they don't like to mix up with the utensils and plates and everything. So because of that reason also. Okay, and if fat and oil is there in a fat fryer, or if you are frying anything, if it is changing the color, then immediately you should change the. Okay, then we are talking about the storage of cooked food. Cooked food should be stored, covered and at appropriate temperature. Cold food at 5 degrees Celsius or below. Hot food at 60 degrees Celsius or above. Veg and non-veg product should be stored separately and properly labeled with the day and date of preparation. Salads, garnishes or ready to eat foods are immediately stored in clean covered container and refrigerate. So if we are talking about the storage of cooked food, now what we are going to talk, we are going to talk about the cooked food. Once food is cooked, how we can store by maintaining good hygiene and practices. So if we are talking about the food, cooked food, once it is cooked and you are going to keep the food in a refrigerator, obviously before that, if you are cooling down the product, it should be actually covered first of all. It is very important you guys to understand, it should be covered, okay, till the time you are waiting to cool down. And there is one more process, it is very new process, blast chilling. So this note is actually not saying about that, but blast chilling is also very good practice, where what we do, once food is cooked, we will not keeping food outside to cool down, then we should refrigerate, because there is chances to grow the bacteria, because once you are cooling the product, the bacteria once it reaches below the 65 degrees Celsius, obviously the bacteria is going to grow. So we are keeping the product in a blast chiller where product's temperature from 70 degree or above the 70 degree temperature, within the 5 to 10 minutes their temperature is going to come around 5 degrees Celsius. So bacteria will not get the time to grow over there. So this is also very good practice to keep the food safe. This kind of practices are actually practices are maintained in airlines and airlines kitchens, or if we are talking about the railways, these practices are maintained, okay. Then obviously if hot food is there, then their temperature should be above 60 degrees Celsius, it is saying. But if we are talking about HACCP or USPH, then it should be above the 65 degrees Celsius. Veg and non-veg food should keep them separately, properly labeled with day and date of preparation, okay, very important, so that you can understand when it is going to expire and till when we have to use. Otherwise, if it is going to expire, obviously you will throw it out, or you will come to know, okay, which one I have to use. If there are 2 containers of soup or anything is there, then you will see first one which one I have to use, then which one you are going to use. So because of these reasons, we are actually conscious about the date of manufacturing and date of expiry, okay. In that only we are talking about pre-preparation of cooked food before serving. So cold food are served cold, hot food served hot up to 70 degrees Celsius, and cooked food is not left at room temperature for more than 2 hours. Surplus food is discarded and not mixed up with the freshly prepared food. Transported cooked food is consumed, used within 4 hours of its arrival. So very important for you guys to understand, if there is any cooked food, then we cannot keep it for more than 2 hours outside. If it is more than 2 hours, obviously we have to use, otherwise we have to throw, okay. And obviously if you are doing any ODC like outdoor catering and you are transporting your food, then obviously within 4 hours we have to use that product, okay. Then serving of cooked food, use clean and intact utensils, one time use disposal. Clean and non-toxic materials is used for packaging food. Printed paper is not used for wrapping. All tables and food serving containers are to be kept clean. Use spatula, spoon, hand gloves, etc. for serving and not with bare hands. Storage of surplus food. Surplus food is consumed before expiry, use by date. Surplus foods are stored in a refrigerator. Surplus food is discarded. Perishable products are consumed immediately. Canned product, once opened, should be transferred into suitable covered container and kept refrigerated. Okay. So quality of water and ice. Municipal water supply should be used as it is safely treated in water plant. Ice should be handled hygienically with a clean scoops. Utensils and equipments clean and hygiene of establishment, surrounding environment, good lighting facility, pest control, insects device on the entrance of kitchen, air screening, maintenance and cleaning, last but not the least personal hygiene. So obviously by maintaining all the above points you can maintain the kitchen hygiene, but without forgetting your personal hygiene. So personal hygiene is the most important things, only then only you can maintain the kitchen hygiene. If you are thinking I can maintain kitchen hygiene without maintaining personal hygiene, then obviously you are actually cannot. Okay, so for you guys to understand these both personal hygiene and kitchen hygiene is depend upon each other. If you are not maintaining any one of, obviously not maintain hygiene in overall. Okay, so both are important, dependent on each other. Okay, so for you guys to understand these things. Okay, then safety in storage of food should be stored in the right away so that they do not become hazardous to health and their quality does not deteriorate. Okay, there are two kinds of storage: dry storage room for dry ingredients meant for non-perishable food like cereal, pulses, legumes. So legumes, sugar, spices, fat, oil, packed and canned food, and for semi-perishable like ripe fruits and potato and onions, bread, and egg. Temperature condition 20 degree to 25-degree temperature should be maintained. If the outside temperature are too high, then store temperature have to air cooling the store. The storage should be dry, cool, well ventilated, free from infection to maintain quality of food. Good ventilation will counteract the efforts of humidity and high temperature. While most non-perishable can be stored together in a storeroom, some semi-perishable require separate ventilated storage facilities, slightly cooler than the rest of the store. Food Food which needs the held only 2 or 3 days require a temperature of 20 to 15 degrees Celsius like bread and bakery product. If space allows, fat and oil should be stored away from the rest of the food as far as possible. The non-perishable air tight covered beans containers, polythenes packed and cans. Eggs may be kept covered and cartons and consumed in 2 or 3 days. Cleaning supply, which include detergent and insect solutions, should be stored in a separate section. Trash is always stored away from the store. In a small food joint like coffee shops and kiosks, the dry store may have to provide space from storing all types of commodities. In such case, care should be taken to ensure that the food and equipments and detergent are placed in separate cabinets or cupboards. Low temperature storage. The principle is to maintain temperature at a level which will inhibit the growth of microorganisms and thus the preserving food. Preservable food have a high content of moisture, providing suitable humidity for microbes and for spoiling to occur. There are two types: refrigerated storage, temperature between 0 to 10 degrees Celsius. This is necessary for perishable like milk, milk product, leftover foods, fermented batters, dough, green vegetables and fruits. All food must be kept covered